here with another movie review. I've been seeing a ton of things lately, so I really wanted to talk about it. I really wanted to talk about these things with Morgan, but he's in the UK and he's not getting some of these movies until way late, but I had to talk about them now, and one of those movies I saw was The Woman King, so let's get into it. The Woman King is directed by Gina Prince-Blythwood, director of one of my all-time favorite movies, one of my favorite black romance films, Love and Basketball, so really excited that she was filming this film with star Viola Davis producing, and a ton of great actresses in this film. Just celebrating beautiful, dark-skinned black actresses. I mean, colorism is something that I always kind of talk about and express frustrations about, this kind of idea of digestible diversity. Whenever you kind of have a lead and you're trying to go that route of casting a POC person, it's typically a biracial woman, a light, fair-skinned black woman. So you're getting your diversity in there, but it's not, you know, what is seen as harsh or less pretty. You get a black woman who has European features and the good textured hair and all of those things, and you're not celebrating beautiful dark-skinned black women. They rarely get those kind of opportunities to shine, be seen as beautiful, be seen as anything but a kind of lower, lesser role. So to see a film full of beautiful black dark-skinned women at the forefront was a huge special thing to see. This movie follows the Dahomey Kingdom in 1820s West Africa, and this group, the Agoji female warriors who protect this kingdom, whose king is played by Boyega. And Viola Davis's character is the leader of this tribe of warrior women. I love Lashana Lynch is here. I absolutely love her character in this movie. She's funny, she's cunning, she takes the new girl who comes in under her wing. Thuso Mbedu, she is playing this young girl kind of coming in. Her family doesn't want her because she refuses to kind of submit to a husband who's going to beat her and make her work. So she's useless to her family in that aspect. So her other option is to go and potentially train with the Agoji women and become one of those warriors. And she trains and shows her skill, even though she's small, even though she's young. And Lashana Lynch's character does kind of take her under her wing, and they become very close. So I love that whole relationship between the two of them. She also has these moments with Viola Davis where she's kind of testing her, but she's also very strong-willed, and she is not afraid to stand up to Viola Davis, even kind of when punishment for her is inevitable. She's still very much kind of headstrong and stubborn. So I like seeing her have to kind of learn from that and getting that guidance from Lashana Lynch's character. Sheila Atim is also in this movie. She is Viola Davis's kind of like first in command kind of person. We saw her in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so love seeing her here. Just the chemistry between these women, the fighting, just how their bodies look, just so strong and beautiful. This movie opens with a really strong fight scene, and just very kind of smart in how they decided to light it, because you're working with dark-skinned people. So I mean, even like the opening kind of fight scene in Black Panther was very dark. But this scene kind of uses firelight to light the scene. Also, these women are covered in palm oil, so they are shiny and glistening, so you are able to see them and appreciate, you know, their beautiful dark features in a dark setting in this fight scene. So I like that they smartly used firelight to light this scene so that you could see these women and see what they were doing. And just kind of all the palm oil definitely feels very much black in the fact of, you know, dark-skinned women doing those types of things even today to take care of their skin. Always gotta oil up and moisturize. So not only is it just a thing that black women, particularly dark-skinned black women do to keep their skin looking nice and not ashy and beautiful, but it's also an aspect of defense for them. If somebody tries to grab them, they're very slick and slippery and you can't get a hold of them. So it opens with this scene of these beautiful women lit by the firelight, fighting these men and trying to liberate these kind of prisoners. And so I love that the movie opens with this really epic fight scene. So you see what these warriors are about, and then as they come back into the kingdom, they are shown so much respect. It's a whole thing, like you can't even look at them as they walk through the kingdom. We see them training, we see kind of new people come in to be recruits and their kind of whole training, and then their kind of ultimate mission to, we have some kind of colonizers coming in, and so they kind of have to figure out how to bargain with them so that they are not endorsing and perpetuating a cycle of slave trading and things like that. They kind of still want to be their own independent kingdom where they are not kind of contributing to the negative ways that other African kingdoms have kind of submitted to in order to just survive. So they're kind of really trying to do their own independent thing, and that's where the tribe has to come in and figure out how to defend their kingdom and keep to their ways without succumbing to kind of the white men coming in to submit their ways onto them. Viola Davis has another kind of side plot that she's dealing with. A man who raped her when she was younger, took her out from her home and raped her, and had a bunch of men kind of come in and abuse her, is one of these African men who have aligned themselves with the white men in order to have power and make all of kind of these African kingdoms submit to what they're trying to do, their conquering of Africa. And he's kind of come back into her life, and so now it's kind of throwing her off balance a little bit with how she's commanding her army, because now she's kind of just full of vengeance and rage, but she still has to kind of do her job. So that kind of adds a deterrent to her being kind of this strong, confident leader that she needs to be. So lots of kind of interesting elements come in and play in and create some different relationships, but overall, and even I think this movie was PG-13, so they really kind of were artful about showing the violence. You could hear, like, the sound editing is great, that you really feel the force of all the hits that are happening, that these women are, these blows, these women are getting in on the people they're fighting without showing a lot of gore, and you see just enough to get the brutality of how strong these women are, and even the vengeance that they have in moments where vengeance, I think, is warranted. So yeah, some great kind of interesting relationships happen throughout the movie, without giving too much away. I like that there's kind of a deterrent in the way of Viola Davis really trying to do her job. We see her a very competent leader, but something is just throwing her off kilter, so I like that we see her have to try to work through that while also being a very competent leader. Again, the fights were amazing, really great story, especially since it was based on a true story, and just so excited to see beautiful Black women kicking ass in this space. I got to see it in 4DX. I wanted to see it opening weekend to help contribute to the 19 million opening box office that it got, so I'm really excited for that, and I hope more people go out and see this movie because it was great and just a celebration of beautiful Black females really, you know, leading a film. So I hope this movie just does so well that, you know, we will get more things like this. So yes, please go and check out The Woman King. It was a really great movie, great action, really great story, especially since it was based on a true story, great performances. You can tell all the work that these actresses put into this film. So please go check out The Woman King. It's great. And I will see you guys in the next one.